The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's what they say. I guess that means I gotta blame your daddy. Your daddy. I gotta ask your daddy why he left. I gotta know just for myself, so I can understand what's happened to me. Oh, why did you leave? Forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit had me crying, looking in the mirror like, what's wrong with me? Looking in the mirror like, am I ugly? That can't be it, so why did you leave? I don't get it, explain it to me. Our love forbidden cause you lie to me. Our love forbidden cause you don't trust me. Baby, I get it, you don't have to leave.
Good day, good day. Peace, love, light, and laughter. Gratitude for all who are joining us today. I am Sharice Riedel with Reed's Learning Street. With me is Karmic Dynasty, Joy Ishram. This is a very impromptu message that we wanted to get out today. I want to highlight the food system in the public school system. That's what we're going to talk on today. Peace and love. Peace and love. Good to see you, Ramatef Queb. Gratitude for joining us. We definitely want to get your energy on this one, for sure. Okay, so I received a message about the school system and their lunches. The message is telling me, the message was something along the lines of no need to cook at home, no need to pack a lunch, just support eating in the school system. There it is right there. Stop packing lunches. Let Michigan schools do it for you. Let the school meals do it for you. And it rather was very alarming for me because I like to cook. I'm into the fresh foods and vegetables and fruits and wholesomeness. What bothers me, the same food that's in the school system where they say it is healthy and it's fresh. I've seen the packages of pre-sliced apples that are in a plastic bag. That's not fresh for me. Fresh for me would be an actual apple that can be bit into, and not the apples that I've seen, because the ones that I've seen, they don't have seeds in them. The oranges that they, I don't want anybody to think I'm knocking or downing anybody's. When you cannot afford to do that, then so be it. We do what we have to. Although, check out this tray here. That's a healthy lunch. Some milk, vegetables, fruit, a salad, and a vegetable. I want to say vegetable sandwich or a biscuit with maybe some chicken salad on there, with vegetables mixed in it. Quite possibly, you would say that that's healthy. Um, is that canned vegetables that they're using though? So is that particularly fresh? Uh, Before I go any further into that, welcome, Karmic Dynasty, Joy Ishram. Can you tap in and see or let us know? He said, "Not my mama biscuit." I know that's right. Not my mama biscuit either. Okay. But yeah, do you have anything to say about? I know that I don't care for the fact that the same food that's in the school system is in the prison system. They're feeding them the same thing, and in my opinion, it's still not healthy. And then to get a message that says, "Don't send food. Let the school food, the school meal feed them." How do you feel about that? Or what did you
Well,
think?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What did you think about it when you saw that notification?
You know what? When right quick, peace to the platform, peace to the Reed's Learning Street and the Karmic Dynasty and the Unschool Guy audiences today. I when you first shared this article with me, I was like, what? You have put a something in the intro line about the schools and food. I was like, what is she talking? So I scrolled down because I'm like, that's basically, I could not comprehend that you were telling me they are getting rid of school brown bag options in school. So I put the email to the side and I came back later and looked at it. I said, oh, no wonder I didn't comprehend what she was saying because that don't make sense.
It doesn't, does it?
And how do they say that, first of all, coming from it's home they're attacking? How do they say in general that their food is better than what comes from home?
Yes, and I know I've seen the picture that you put up looks better than what I've seen coming in the school lunches. Now, contemplate on this. So it blows my mind that the children cannot take a lunch to the school because there's now the possibility of drugs or some type of a substance being in food that's brought from home.
Mm-hmm.
One of the schools that I've affiliated with, they did have a scare and said that no more food being brought in because it could have edibles in it,
Mm.
and there's a chance of the children being inebriated in school, etc. So I get it, although that infringes on, we still cannot send food with our children for them to eat a healthy meal. I've cooked a home cooked meal, a hot meal that they can take to school and eat and bring the empty container home. They cannot do that anymore. That notification is saying, let the school meal feed the children. Although, what part of meal was fresh or made with any love, had any good energy put into it? I digress and say my piece.
I right quick for those who are not familiar with the article, um, I'm going to read it apart right now to get us started with that, so they can have some insight on what we're talking about. Um, so this article again, we saw the title "Meals for All Students at School in Michigan." So we not even touching on nationwide. We looking just at Michigan right now. This says good food fuels good education. So right now, my bad. I was gonna read. I'm gonna do a commentary while we. I didn't even read this before now. Good food fuels good education. So to provide them with poor food says, along with the education they're already receiving is poor. It's like below levels of comprehension is
Yes.
what what they're targeting. And then actually comprehension and literacy rates is already low. So they just want them to walk in there and be drone like,
Now,
clone.
clone. There we go. Now, speaking of clone and drone, contemplate on. They've already stated that they're going to attempt to, not attempt, but they will be jabbing the animals before they get processed. So they'll already have all
Oh,
inject,
jabbing the what?
it, it, injections or
Where?
bovine cows.
Okay, I didn't hear you. Okay, bovine. Okay, my bad. I didn't hear that word.
Bovines will be in. They will be jabbed with the. I'm trying to be very cautious with my wording here to not trigger any algorithms. But yes, jabbing the animals before they get processed. So then when they are processed, they already have these chemicals in them. Now, when you eat them, again in the system, you're getting these chemicals put automatically in you. So no longer do we need anybody giving us any jabs because it's in the food. And now there's that domino effect of those that may not be able to process the chemicals that are put in that jab and
Mm-hmm.
having reactions. And now those people are in the hospital system or going back and forth trying to figure out what's wrong with them because they've eaten some food that's got jabbed before it was even processed. And now they're on a host of medications because the doctors want to find out what's wrong with them.
So this jab you're speaking about would take one to a documentary called "Died Suddenly."
Yes,
Okay, crazy.
yes,
Let's roll to that.
exactly. To die suddenly. But again, look at this good foods to fuel good education.
Mm-hmm.
Is the food really good? And
It's
is
really
the
not.
education really good?
It's definitely not.
So the
So,
entire message is just a, a, a mishmash.
mm-hmm.
Michigan schools meals are made from high quality ingredients that are frequently sourced from local providers. When your family eats Michigan school meals, you join hundreds of your neighbors to support local businesses. Now, would not supporting local businesses mean going and actually purchasing from the local businesses as opposed to saying, oh, well, we'll eat the food that's in school to support local businesses? I don't understand. Does that it does not compute?
None of this computes. Well-fed students focus better, so they want them to not be focused. Contribute more in classroom settings. Okay, that's not going to happen with that food type, and they're not going to perform better in school. And then to say, hold on, right here, to make sure all students get the nutrition they need is being provided by the school. So what they don't eat, what about the students who are not there for the breakfast or dinner? Not to promote 3 meals a day, because I'm definitely not for that. But the average U.S. family looks at 3 meals a day as like the model. And so these meals are only available in school. It looks like we'd have to look at how they would define nutrition,
Right.
because also we would be looking at these high quality ingredients sourced from
Again,
local providers. Who are the local providers? What are they providing to become an ingredient in the meal?
exactly. And what stipulations did they have to go through in order to become a provider?
But I mean, like, what's the chemical companies in Michigan?
The
That's a local
that goes
provider.
back to the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. How does food and drugs be in the same category? And this is who's dictating what the children are eating, the Food and Drug Administration. Again, just like you said, last year where a lot of the farms were set ablaze, and cattle was all of a sudden just no longer of use, and then you had people buying up a lot of this farmland, just all sorts of nefarious types of things that were going on last year,
Mm-hmm.
even leading up until now. Now all of a sudden there's this notification saying, "Let the school meal feed your child."
This is madness.
Make it
I,
make sense,
I can
because it
clearly see
doesn't.
what I was like, what is she saying to me? Because when you send me something, it's always something of importance. So I was trying to figure out the importance of this article right quick. I'm like, what are they saying? It just don't make sense. This is an urgent message that needs to be out amongst our people for real.
Yeah, because of course, if one person got, it was a mass email to everyone
Mhm.
in the public school system. Do you know how many children that is?
Yeah, tell them don't waste time
And
and money
money.
packing lunches for your students. First of all, these meals are made with love. Anytime you put some effort towards somebody, that's love and care. So they are working continuously, I see, in this situation example, to remove the bond between the caregiver and the child. And I
That's
say
not
caregiver
real.
because not all children don't live with their parents, their mom and or their dad. They live with family members or caregivers. But yeah, they're taking away their this is another angle to take away the care that goes into that. Because anybody who knows the science of food, vibrations, other things knows that what is going on while that meal is being prepared is part of the consumption process. While Ramutel talking about consume, part of the consumption process is taking in the energy that was around while the food was being prepared.
Mhm.
Don't nobody know what energy is in their school food,
Right.
but they definitely know the energy that's in their home, in
That
their
part.
kitchen.
That part. Again, severing that connection to home.
Right.
That's how I see it.
And money, as
Yeah.
money, a lot of now, this right here, this message came to you in the Detroit area where actually money is an option when it comes to food. So they're not trying to save people money because actually the average probably household is on the food stamp program.
Which goes to, okay, so they're providing the households with the food stamps to be able to get fresh foods. So why send out a message stating to let the school meals feed the children? Why not support eating the fresh fruits and vegetables that this program is supposed to be for? Or am I just totally not? That is why I asked you if you could read it, because I didn't want to see it the wrong way or take it in the wrong context.
But it's not, you didn't do that at all. And then when we talking about produce, saving money, and then I think in food stamps, just all this, I think about there's a store near you that at one time they paused the program in the grocery store. where you would take your you purchase some items, and in the future you take that receipt in the store, and the total at the bottom of the receipt, you can apply that towards free produce.
Oh, the free produce the double up, double your bucks food program. So when
Yeah,
you buy
and
fresh produce with the bridge card, they give you to that particular store. I believe they would give you twice. They would give you the same amount back if you came back in there.
yeah. So if you spent like $100 yesterday on toilet paper, whatever it is, you spent $100. You can go in there today and get a cart full of apples, lettuce, and other thing, produce.
Well, no,
And
it's
say,
only if you use the bridge card and got produce the day before. You come back and get the same amount of produce
oh,
free.
for free.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then also, okay, say you bought $100 worth of lettuce because you were assisting us with our shopping list for the 2023 Keys of Life tour.
Right. Yes.
All right, so then I would go in there the next day because we need some tomatoes. So I only spend $20. The other $80 balance, I get $20 in tomatoes for free. So the balance of the $80 can be applied towards a future trip.
Right.
So then Sharice show up because somebody didn't get us carrots. You know what I mean? This is how we
Yes.
towards
That's
it.
how it works. But like as you say, they suspended the program.
Yeah, they did for a small amount of time. I heard.
Yes, yes.
Which
During
means
the
when Ronnie
summertime,
Tuff
though,
goes in the store because we need salad dressing, then we got to pay cash for this tour, the meal.
but which goes back to they want us to get fresh fruits and vegetables to provide to our community or to those that are in need or to the children. They want us to provide food for the children by providing the food stamps. But then again, don't use your food stamps. Let us feed your children here. That way you can save those. So now it's okay, what are they being saved for?
What's this? What's that term? Hypocrite. So contradict. This article contradicts itself. So right here we left it. Don't waste time. And then down here it says, let us help free up some time in your day so you can get more time to focus on your family. You just took away the time that I took to prepare a meal. That's time with family.
And if the family are in the school system, what time did you really free up? Other than, again, at dinner time, I'm preparing a meal with my family or for my family. And if I've got children, I'm showing them how to prepare this meal. So what really are they taking? What am I giving up? What am I gaining? What time have I attained from not giving my love and energy into this food that's going to go into my children that are going to go out into the world and conquer with the energy that I've, instilled it. Okay, so no, I'll sleep in. I won't get up to make sure that they've got a meal in the morning, even though I don't subscribe to always eating at all times of the day anyway, but I won't make sure that they've got a prepared meal for their lunch, or you know what I'm saying? That it doesn't even sound right saying it. I'm gonna sleep in, let them figure them out, let them go to school, eat this starchy waffle, whatever it is that's full of starch. I mean, it's breading, and what does starch do? It turns into sugar. And then what does that sugar do? Sugar, first of all, is the most addictive compound out here. So you're filling them up with starch. and then expecting them to survive off the day off of nothing but starch and genetically modified products.
Mm-hmm.
So what's natural about this meal? The sugar from the starch is just the up and downer, up and down. So when you give them starch in the morning, that's that quick upper. By the time they get to lunch, now they're at a downer. You're giving them some more bread, give them another upper. Again, that FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, they're literally administering drugs to them throughout the day
Through the food.
through the food. Yes, unless
So
I
people that say, why is the drug and food in the same administration? There's the answer.
does that make sense? Food and drugs.
For their system, and that we talk about that pipeline system is definitely the agenda. So then when they get to where they want their target audience at, they're already familiar with the food and less likely to react violently because now they got to eat this cheap, bland, unhealthy food.
Look, yeah, man, look at that meal. That's just oh, that just looks so appetizing, and that looks better than what it actually is. Because I don't
Yeah.
see any green or discoloration on that meat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sad. And yeah, they're preparing them for this right here. And then we got, or they do this as a form of punishment.
Yeah, Nutrilo.
Mm-hmm.
Just stuff it all in one meatloaf.
Mm-hmm. Vegetable, beans, and cheese.
Isn't that something? And that's a form of punishment.
Punishment. Now, you know what? Right here, we were talking, and this one leads me to another point you made. This right here speaks about the inmates being allowed to cook and serve their own food. Now, you was talking about the schools there have taken away the options for the children to bring in school.
Yes, no, there's the option to
I say,
bring in food has been limited now because of we've got the edibles and whatever other candies and gum. They're utilizing that as the purpose or reason for the children cannot bring food into the school system. No
okay.
more outside food because of the scares.
But the prison, at least the inmates get to have outside food.
Right. Make it make sense. And they in prison.
Right.
So it's okay for them to be able to have all these edibles and whatever and whatnot.
Yeah.
That school to prison pipeline again, like you said, if the food that's in the school is preparing them for the food that's in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
The school already by itself, I don't agree with it. Get up at this particular time and be here on time. If you're not on time, you're going to, you'll be in trouble, get a ticket or whatever. The same thing with the prison system. The doors are open at a certain time, lights on at a certain time. You have to be in line to get, your meds or your food at a certain time. If you don't get it, the same process. Stand in line, only speak when spoken to.
Yes.
Where is any creativity for the child to be creative and harness their own individual? They can't do anything with this bull crap in their system. They're full of starch from the beginning of the day, then through the end of the day. Then after school, the snacks are even still full of starch. By the time they get home, now they're ready to pass out because they've been hopped up on this sugar all day.
Mm-hmm.
Prison food can also reflect the social and political issues of the time, such as the use of food as a weapon of torture, a tool of resistance, or a symbol of reform.
Yeah.
The very
And
last three words, symbol of reform. By us being able to grow our own foods, produce and cook it at home, that's our symbol of reform and not subjugating,
mhm.
not becoming a part of, amalgamating with the system. We're still being our own individual self, allowing that child to be an individual. What if the child don't want to eat what they have? What if the child has allergies to the food that they produce? Now we're in a whole different section. You've got lactose intolerant children because we ain't supposed to be eating that cheese anyway that that you just saw is in that nutrient cheese. So what is that cheese? The enzymes in that cheese is going to have a reaction in the stomach of someone who's not supposed to have lactose in their stomach. Now they're backed up and constipated and mucus forming everywhere. You got all these other issues.
Nasty.
Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Now we're
Shenanigans.
looking at what kind of bread are we using? Is it fresh made bread? Is it day old bread? Is it bread that's got
It's like month-old bread. They as priority molded. They just mixed in the green coat discoloration.
to make it
That,
look
that look kind of like it got a green tint to me.
okay?
They'll say it was green beans.
Oh, that was some of the vegetables that we put in there. No, no.
That was mold. That green
And
stuff.
it's often you'll see that the bread is stale and the meat has a green tint to it. I've never seen bologna that didn't have green tint to it that came out of the prison system.
Mm.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but what is
So go ahead.
what is the point again of that message going out to say, hey, let us feed your children, knowing that this is what they're going to be feeding them? Do we as
Mm.
parents just sit back and say, okay, yeah, that'll free up some time I get to sleep in a little bit later, or I don't have to go in and start dinner as soon because they've been eating all day at school? What are they eating? Is it a value? Is there any nutritional value in it? Looking at all the different colors that are in it, all the sodium, is it really good?
It's not. And you had mentioned social parts of their life, which is why I shared their screen, because the food affects, reflects the issues of the time. So then what issues of our time are being addressed by the type of food? What issues of this time do we need to address based on the food they trying to serve our children?
Isn't that a good question?
Oh, how about, I think I heard homeschool. Somebody said that in the back.
So enough.
Homeschooling.
So when we contemplate on this, the children that are homeschooled, why is it that they are functioning on in my opinion, on uh,
Higher.
okay, you said it, on a different level than
Definitely different.
the majority of the system children?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Because could it possibly be because we're giving them time and energy and feeding into them what they need to be the best citizens or productive people out here?
Which includes care. Feed comes in more than one form.
And it does, not just that food that's going in your mouth. We feed them more than just that.
Mm-hmm.
What is the school system? The lunch lady that's sitting at the end of that lunch line, what is she giving to that child?
Besides her germs from the transfer
Of the
of the payment voucher option.
And now they done made it to where all the children can eat free. Nobody has to pay for it. You're literally giving away the food.
Mm,
I know the children that I'm associated with, they don't eat the school food. I've
right.
seen them taking, they'll take their food with them in their book bag, and as long as there's a microwave there, they'll make them some noodles and even I don't put it on the noodles. They'll eat noodles before they'll eat the
Hmm.
food that's at the school system.
I packed lunch from home, ate at school. Grade school. A lot of us
Yeah.
did. Hmm.
What's wrong with that?
Hmm. I
Sunday
know this
night.
one guy. I remember his name. It's a shame. Like second grade, third, fourth grade. His name is Daryl. That's a shame. That's all. Maybe a shame. I remember that. But he brought in chicken every day for lunch. Little Tamahoo little boy, and we was like, do his family? The rumor was his family owned a chicken farm. So
Oh
that's why he
wow.
brought chicken every day for work for school. I don't know. I didn't know him, and I left out that school system. Went to another school actually, but yeah, we brought our own food, whether it was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a chicken drumstick. We brought our own food to school.
So I did a little bit of research to find out when did automatic lunches come into play. Of course, it was during the war when they started making the lunches for the GIs, or the meals for the GIs to be able to eat while they were in war. That's where lunches came from.
Oh, you talking about the MRE,
Yes, the
meal ready
children
packs?
partake
I
in
actually know what them things taste good. They taste good. They taste good.
it. I
You
know
know, I
that's
was in
right.
the military. For those who don't know, I am a veteran. Them MREs, they not when they cold, but we used to use our antics and ways to heat it up in the sun. But at nighttime it was a wrap. Ain't no sun. You have to find other heating elements. But yeah, and they had the lifesavers in there, the lifesaver candies.
Now think about before you were in the military and they enlisted the cattle farmers to process the meat so that they could wrap it up and ship it over to the GIs. That's where processing started,
Mm-hmm.
canning started.
Mm-hmm.
They did it for the military. Oh, well, we're going to do this for the school as well. Now we can keep the parents at work more. They can
Mm-hmm.
focus on getting their job done here instead of worrying about the children. Let's cross it on over. Oh, the prison system. Now we got to feed them too. Okay, well, let's just blanket it across the board. Perfect system. Feeding all of them the same thing.
Here I was just showing the
I agree with you as well. I mean, they keep all that food.
what, Ramutev, you don't want a breakfast unit?
Look at that bullshit. That's
A
some
breakfast?
shenanigans.
Come on, Ramutev, you know you want the breakfast unit right here. How about a dinner unit?
A doggone ration kit.
Oh.
Pre-cooked, ready to eat. Just shenanigans. It included meat, cheese, candy, and powdered milk.
Was you reading that? My bad. Was you reading that?
Sugar, salt, cigarettes, matches, chewing gum, and a bouillon packet.
Yeah, you need some seasoning in there.
I bet. It does look just like space food.
Yeah, yeah. They actually, yeah, it is the same thing.
See what I mean by blanketing it all across all use the same thing for everybody. Right, yummy. Okay. I contemplate on that That's what the school system started on.
Mhm.
They hydrated it and give it to the children. Now it's just GMO, no seeds. Do you want to eat something with no seeds? Do you want to have no seeds in you where you don't reproduce? So why wouldn't you want to partake of something that would be able to reproduce? You know what I'm saying? If I eat a watermelon and spit out the seeds, I want to see a watermelon patch grow. I don't want none of that. They're dried up, unhydrated. It'll last for 30 years.
Yeah, they go to MRE. Amazon sell MRE, so now you don't even have to be in the military to eat them. Amazon sell them.
Freeze dried orange sherbet, butter pecan ice cream. So now you want to have the lactate attack. Oh my goodness, look, that is not healthy food. None of this looks healthy. Everything that tastes good is not good for you. Oh my goodness, look at that. And it's all inside of the squeegee.
Yeah. That looks suspect.
Real suspect. No, I'm good.
It kind of looked like urine at first. That's why I feel like, why is that in there? Maybe it's apple juice.
Okay, so that could be apple juice, but still everything else still in the squeegee as well. That's got to be sucked out.
Yeah, maybe.
Toss it back.
And you know, which brings me to, I had shared in the description below a link to the food pyramid damaged goods video I did.
Oh my goodness, the pyramid.
Yeah. And this is just that video I had did based on the fact of the disrespect that they would put all this crud in a monument form of a pyramid. Like, that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
It was originally a wheel, a plate. Why they just couldn't stay in the circle? They had to move it to a pyramid.
And all of that stuff, none of it. Yes, I agree with you because your presentation was so spot on. The way they had the pyramid set up with everything. They pause. I'm gonna show you something.
I'm gonna share this pyramid from that video while we were playing. Okay.
So this is what, you know what I'm saying? This is what the children get to, how they supposed to, utilize their tray or plate, how they supposed to do that. Why is this even here?
Yeah. And per my presentation, the whole food pyramid, food plate idea came from a Switzerland religious group. That's the base of it. You got the Swiss people telling a world how to eat.
Right. And
the food is, my bad, the food in Switzerland is different than the food here anyway.
That's what I was just going to lead into.
We're supposed to be eating native to the land and what's in season.
That part. Not what comes from across somewhere else and over there, ship it in, and that's what we're eating. No, because in order for it to get from there to here, it had to be processed or something had to be put on it to keep it from not even dehydrated, but from rotting before it gets to here. No, we're supposed to be eating what's in season,
Right.
not out of season.
And was native to the land.
Yes.
And so also they have in some countries, like in this original food plate, they have milk in their diagram. Right here on slot number 4. Where's my cursor? Slot number 4. It's got dairy right here. His milk is in here. In some countries, though, a lot of countries, the type of milk that's here is banned from over there.
Mm-hmm.
So milk over there ain't the milk over here.
Right. The things that are allowed over here on this here continent, this landmass, are not allowed in other places.
Fruit Loops, Mountain Dew.
They have an entirely separate version that does not have the same ingredients.
Which would include those dyes.
None of the dyes that are allowable here are not allowable in other places that ship their trash over here for us to eat. But that's a whole nother subject. We on the school system and them wanting us to eat or wanting the children to eat their food, of which they're getting shipped in as well, because when you read the back of the packages, they say, oh my goodness, processed in China or here or there, giving the children that apple juice that they sit in a silo. It's going to sit in a silo because it's not that time of year for us to be processing or partaking of apples. It's sitting in this container concentrated, and they're adding water to it to say, oh, this is fresh apple juice. No.
Hydrated.
Yeah, there's no way that at this time of year you're giving these children fresh orange and fresh apple juice, not from this here area.
Right.
Anything that was collected or that you all drinking now has been rehydrated or shipped in somewhere else.
Yep.
The fresh fruit that they're going to say the children are eating in this area, not right now, not up here in the Detroit area, because the only fresh fruit that are growing would be none at this time. We would be needing to eat the canned, what, as my grandmother now had us doing, that we would can the fruits prior to the season end. That's how we still had some peaches and were able to eat some apples, the oranges, everything was canned. It wasn't, let me rephrase that, not canned as in how the systems or how the stores have cans now. I actually knew where my grandmother would get the jar, the mason jar, and fill it with the fruit and put this, the syrup in there, put the top on, boil it, and say, no, those are for in a few months. And that be sitting there looking at them like, oh, I just want to pop that can of peaches right now. That jar of peaches looking stick.
That's why they call it preservative. Preserves
what's in season, not out of season, and not another part of the land. Why am I eating Florida oranges?
All the way in Michigan.
Why am I eating oranges from Central America? They had to get shipped in.
And they go through dyeing processes also. Because I'm telling you, put some baking soda in the water with their fruit and watch what happens.
Yes. Okay.
If it's real, it's real. I put baking soda on my skin, it don't lighten up.
Right. So why is it that fruit lightens up?
Mm-hmm. That's that dye on, make it pretty and shiny.
It looked good, but all that look good may not be good for you. Look, see, look at these apples with the seeds. Where are the seeds?
And that's another reason that jarred canning process happened because yeah, once the vegetables, the fruit, the produce is cut, it starts to lose its nutrients.
Yeah,
So they jar it to preserve the nutrients.
yeah. Again, which goes back to those little cut up apples in the
Exactly.
plastic bags.
That's why I brought that up.
What
The
nutrients are in there?
plastic and it's cut up. And then how long has it been sitting?
And it's got the sodium. I believe it's sodium chloride that they're using to, hold the color, preserve the color. Keep it from browning. Because when you cut an apple, it's going to start to brown immediately. The same
Mm-hmm.
way for the
Mm-hmm.
potato. So how is it when you get that little bag of apples? Those apples are still, and those little bags go to the children, the babies,
Yes.
the babies
McDonald's, McDonald's got them.
in their little happy meal.
Mm-hmm.
How happy is that meal?
Right.
The kid don't even want the meal; they just want the toy to come with the meal.
You know what? Speaking of toys, I seen Ramatep talking about conditions. We talked about behaviors, and we talked about them taking the food options out of the school from them, so they can't have food. But let them find out the prisoners get to have their own food. There's this article popped up the other day in the news, and I was like, "What?" And I'm gonna share it now, if you don't mind. Um, it's just the violence that's coming, and they already got the prison system prepared for them to go to, so it ain't no big deal, I guess.
Right.
This right here, this teacher's aide was violently attacked after taking a student's Nintendo Switch. Now they done got these children hooked on things like Happy Meal toys, when they definitely at an older age got them hooked on these game systems.
Hmm.
And then they I'm gonna share this video. This guy, I mean, actually just attacked this lady because she took his Nintendo Switch. It was crazy. I don't even see. I know I don't want to play the video. But anyway, y'all go check out their video because it's crazy how he just wailed on her. Here it go. After this ad come up. But yeah, so and then it was just it's already some tragedy stories going on in the Detroit area right now as far as the school system goes. So they start taking food from the children. It's like they're inciting riots or something.
That part. That's what they're not. In my opinion, there's an agenda, a setup
Mm-hmm.
for the dope.
Yeah.
You know, remove stuff, give them this, get them hyped up, make sure they're hyped up, give them these games and toys, and provide them with these. What do you call those things? The Oculus and all the
Mm-hmm.
different gaming systems. Make sure that they have all of these things that connect their brain to the technology. Then when
Mm-hmm.
it's time to remove it and pull it, me as a parent, first of all, I'm not even going to let you partake in that because I see the setup. Then they
Mm-hmm.
got hopped up on the sugar and the starches, and now at the end of the day, is you want to go home and now you're playing the game just so that you're not thinking about everything you've been thinking about at school all day.
Right.
Don't bring those toys in the school. Now I'm gonna confiscate it at the door. Not
Mm-hmm.
say to the child, snaps. Give me my. They've been hyped up on all this stuff all this time. You got them. Their chemical balance in their body is off.
Mm-hmm.
It's set up for failure.
Yeah.
Now they go send them to the prison. School to prison pipeline.
Yeah, because as you mentioned about the uppers and downers throughout the day.
Yes.
Yep. So yeah, you spoke on that. That's crazy. We got smartphones. Uh, yeah, it's crazy.
Right.
What is this screen now? Let me share this screen right here. I'm gonna take off this audio. Over a game system.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at that.
Like he just went in on her. It's just a game. Like you'll get it back at the end of the day. I don't know. From the teacher, from the principal office, just the violence that's in
And see, that's a child that already had some issues going on.
issues. Mm-hmm. Look, there go them handcuffs
Right on to prison.
right into their system. That's what they like.
And I contemplate he didn't spend all year at the school eating that food, getting uppers and downers all day.
Mm-hmm.
No telling where he was at when she decided to take the game from him. Was he at the downer mode or was he at an upper mode?
Right. Mm.
Which also goes into now they're saying, they're going to say that the children have these issues because of these uppers and downers that they're causing off of the starch that's turning into sugar in the babies. So that FDA system is literally making them, look at that bullcrap, literally making them have these ups and downs. Would you eat that bullcrap? That looked like just a plate of shit. That's not even real broccoli. What is that? Some apple potato? What?
What is it? And
How old is that biscuit?
What's this right here?
What is that right there? What is that?
Is that right there?
What are those?
What are those? Well, I know this is a spoon right here.
Right, that's a spoon.
And this the tray.
And that brown thing is the tray. Now everything else I could not tell you.
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you what that is.
Mm-hmm.
A Wheaties bar. Again, a breakfast cereal in bar form. We all know when you do your research on the breakfast cereal, how they're made. We've already spoke on that. The things that are in breakfast cereals here are not allowed in other countries. So now they put that breakfast cereal in a bar form full of all of that stuff that they still not supposed to get wrapped in the condensed milk that's filtrated with the sugar to make it take. But you want us to stop packing lunches, eat the food that you're giving them.
No, I think we just gonna opt to keep homeschooling, unschooling.
Unschooling is no. Okay. Speaking of unschooling, I think that's a good plug time. It's a good time for a commercial break. Even though it's not a commercial for us, this is life.
Yes.
The Unschool Guide is available.
Where's mine? I gotta get mine.
For those of you that are interested in finding out more about getting your children out of this system that wants to feed you, the shenanigans, even if you don't want to come out completely, if you want to just start or even get information about it, it is a 3 Scribes production. It's filled with some great information about all the different states across this Turtle Island.
Yeah.
Joy Ishram is a 3 Scribes producer. I am a 3 Scribes distributor as well. So you can reach out to either one of us. There's plenty of ways to find out how to get your Unschool Guide. We are also going to be traveling those states that she just showed you
Mm-hmm.
While we are traveling in those states, we are collecting books
Yes.
for the children in the Washington, D.C. area. We support literacy. The school system does not provide books, hardcover books for our children to utilize. They need books. We need to give them the tools that they need to survive. No one else is going to do it. If not now, when? And if not us, who? So when we get to your city, we'll have some books for us to collect and take home
Yes.
with us. We will also be bringing our children with us to show you that this is what we do. We live this.
And grandchildren.
And exactly, grandchildren. Some of us
Yeah.
have grandchildren, some of us got more than grandchildren. We just got a tribe, and we're bringing our tribe with you to show and prove that we do this. You know, we don't
Yes.
need anyone else to do it. We can do this for ourselves. I believe we're bringing some artists with us, uh, as well as entrepreneurs,
Yes.
swimmers, uh,
Shop owners.
shop owners. Exactly, we're bringing them all with us.
An
So
8-year-old shop owner. Yeah.
make sure that you support the future. Moonfox Shop is one that you definitely should look into because the majority of our students are on the Moonfox website,
Mhm.
as well as that's us showing our support for our youth and our future. I know I'm talking a bit much, so I'm going to pass it on over to the matriarch.
Oh, I'm peaceful right now.
Excellent. Excellent.
Pass the feather.
I know that's right. Passing the feather. Okay. Again, I'm going to show this to everybody one more time just so that they can see that that's how the youth are being taught to feed themselves at this point in time. The larger sections obviously should be more, but why are grains so big? You know what I'm saying? That they don't need all that grain. Grains turn into sugar. You know, they shouldn't even need any dairy. You know, why the dairy at all? The majority of us as a melanated people are lactose intolerant. So why are we partaking in the dairy products? You know, uh, unless we're making the bread ourselves and at home, what's in the bread we're getting from the grocery stores? I did a scientific experiment here with a couple of my children here to see how long it took for a loaf of bread to mold. One loaf of bread did not mold, and it was about a month later. That's how much preservative were in that loaf of bread. Then we get another loaf of bread, and it's from a local provider, and it molded within 3 days. That was more of what we should be partaking of. If we can't get to do it ourselves, network. Let's network with each other that can do it. Or if you know someone that has grain or flour, and they are able to make bread that's fresh bread, not full of shenanigans. Let's do that. Let's network more than we have been. It takes a community for us to come together in unity, as um, the patriarch Ramatuf Kweb has so eloquently stated. I do want to thank everybody for joining us today. Please remember to love on the children, give them all the energy that they need, produce food for them to give them the power that they need to succeed. Gratitude for joining us. Peace, love, power. And we're going to get ready to get out of here. I appreciate everybody. Have a grand day.
The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's what they say. I guess that means I gotta blame your daddy. Your daddy. I gotta ask your daddy why he left. I gotta know just for myself, so I can understand what's happened to me. Oh, why did you leave? Forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Forbidden fruit falls straight from the tree. Straight from the tree. The forbidden fruit had me crying, looking in the mirror like, what's wrong with me? Looking in the mirror like, am I ugly? That can't be it, so why did you leave? I don't get it, explain it to me. Our love forbidden cause you lie to me. Our love forbidden cause you don't trust me. Baby, I get it, you don't have to leave. I'm sorry I did it, you have to believe. I am not perfect, I have my flaws. Stay in my head, but I'll give you my all. You have my heart and you stay in my thoughts. Sorry I hurt you, that was my fault. I must admit it, I did drop the